Good evening. It is Sunday, November 16th, 2025, and it's time for Danimal Stories, sponsored as always by Smiling Dan, too. He's probably in the stream. Fan him up if you haven't already. And tonight's story. The lion filmed roaming the Irish countryside is a Newfoundland dog named Mouse. The lion filmed roaming the Irish countryside is a Newfoundland dog. I should be able to say the Newfoundland dog named Mouse. Here's the story. It sure as hell looked like a lion, said forest manager John O'Reilly. Heck, from earlier this month. What the heck? When John O'Reilly first saw the footage of a large animal with a puffy tail and a mane skulking into the forest on the southwest coast of Ireland, he had two contradictory thoughts. I said, there's no way we could believe that there's a lion moving in an Irish wood. No way, he told As It Happens host Neil Costal. But on the other hand, he said, it sure as hell looked like a lion. It turns out it was not a lion, but rather a brown Newfoundland dog sporting a fresh lion haircut. You're not going to believe it. The saga, O'Reilly says, began with some timber harvesters working for his forest management company in Ireland's County Clare. Some of the guys working in the woods had started to pick up on the fact that there was a large animal moving around the wood, he said. They didn't get a very good sight of the animal. Then, last week, one of their truck drivers captured the creature on camera. The video footage, which has since gone viral, shows a large brown animal with a sleek body and a shaggy head, and a little tuft of fur on the tip of its tail, running into the darkness of the trees. There are, of course, no known lions in the forests of Ireland. Nevertheless, O'Reilly couldn't deny his own two eyes. He figured it must be someone's exotic pet. Ireland's National Police Force investigated reports of a lion roaming the countryside and identified the culprit as a Newfoundland dog with an odd haircut. He decided he had no choice but to head over to the local police station. I said, guys, you're not going to believe it, O'Reilly said, adding it was a real video from one of his workers and not AI generated. They were quite gobsmacked as well. Police reached out to their colleagues in the area the animal had been spotted. On Thursday, Ireland's National Police Force reported that the mystery had been solved and the culprit found. Turns out it was just a very committed Newfoundland dog with a fresh haircut, police said in a social media post. The dog in question is called Mouse, and according to police, is, quote, delighted with his recent viral video clip, unquote. It's not the first time dogs have masqueraded as other animals. In 2013, a Labradoodle named Charles the Monarch prompted 9/11 calls in Norwalk, Virginia because of his lion cut. And last year, a zoo in China came under fire for painting chow chows to look like baby pandas. Mouse's owners have not made themselves known yet, but O'Reilly still has questions. The first thing when you look at the dog and you see the animal, you'll say, who in God's name shaved a dog to look like a lion, he said. In fact, Director of Operations at the Ulster Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals told BBC News that, unless it's for medical reasons, shaving a Newfoundland's coat is generally not recommended. Their thick double coat plays a vital role in regulating temperature and protecting their skin. Removing it can lead to sunburn, overheating, and other health complications, she said. O'Reilly has a theory about the unusual hairdo. I can only assume that he was trimmed for Halloween to bring about for a trick-or-treat, O'Reilly said. And he would be quite an animal to bring around for trick-or-treat because if you opened the front door and saw him standing at your door, you would, for 3 or 4 seconds at least, get a fair old shock. And that is, oh, wait a second, there are pictures. What the heck, holy moly. Here's the biggest picture. What the heck, holy moly. Look at that. Look at how that dog was shaved. Let me get my finger out of the way of his tail. Holy moly. There we go. And then a few more smaller ones in composites there. But in any event, that is Danimal Stories for Sunday night, November 16th, 2025. Thank Smiling Dan. We see him in the stream. Fan him up if you haven't already. And we'll be back to the best music on you now in just a minute.